And good morning, everyone. We are now at the 11 o'clock hour. And let me make sure that you all can see my screen. If you can, just nod or give me a thumbs up. All right, thank you so much. Okay, guys, so I'm going to let this our meeting, the MOAL Adult Literacy Providers meeting, get started. And we have a few things that we're going to go through, some important items. And let me roll right in. And let's go back a few. Thank you. All right, so here are agenda for today, what we're going to be doing together. Of course, our welcome will be done by our director. We're going to do a bit of a review and our listening session today, do some field updates and share some support services. Some of this may be reminders, some of this may be new for those of you, that how the office can support you and what you're doing to help all of the learners in our city. And of course, taking a look at professional development and training, and then of course allow you guys to share any of announcements, ask questions. We do have a note here for you all that this meeting is being recorded for reference purposes only. So we just want you to be aware of that. And we are thankful for our partnership with the Houston Public Library and acknowledge their support in our service to you as the Mayor's Office for Adult Literacy. We want to take a moment. Many of you may know, but some of you may not know, as I didn't know. Take a moment of silence. Our colleague Chet Bernard passed a week ago today, and they are looking for support for the family to cover expenses. The QR code here is for the GoFundMe for Chet's family, but we wanted just to take a moment of silence just to send some thoughts in any way that you choose to do for him and his family. And again, you can scan that QR code for the GoFundMe. All right, I want to open up for a welcome from our director, Federico Salas-Isnardi. Federico, who's joining us today in an interesting place.
Thank you, Jackie, and good morning, everyone. The interesting place is a lot less interesting than my background. I am at home with the flu. I am pretty miserable, so I am officially sick, but I would not miss this meeting for anything. I wanted to be here to welcome you, to tell you how important it is to all of us that you are here. We want to listen to you. We want to share some information or some input that we got already from you all, from the providers. At a time of change nationally, change regionally, change in our city, it is important that we touch base and figure out how to support each other, how we can help each other, and how you can be in a better position to help your learners. That's why we are together. That's why I want to hear from you. That's why we are working very, very carefully to gather your input. So I don't want to belabor it. And again, because I'm sick, I'm going to, for the most part, be just in a listening mode. But it is very important for me to hear what you have to say. Well, not just for me, for the whole office. I want to acknowledge that the team has put together a very tough, very close or tight agenda. And the parts of the presentation that I was going to be in charge of, Jackie has agreed to take on. So thank you, Jackie. And the rest of you know that Jackie will do a fantastic job taking on for me. Jackie, everybody, thank you very much for your time. Jackie, it's all yours.
Thank you. And thank you, everyone who's here today. We have not only local guests, but we have registered guests from around the state and even some friends from across the nation who have rallied in support of the office and its services. So we appreciate you taking the time to be here and to take a moment to share your thoughts and how we can continue to work together. One of the first things that I want to share is some reflections. And these are some thoughts from your colleagues. And hopefully I won't have trouble with the audio. Cross your fingers. Let's go.
I believe it's honestly a group effort. I mean, because of the partnership with MOAL, the things that we have been able to accomplish with, I mean, just new software, everything from Z-Space to North Star. I mean, having a tablet that gives 3D rendering so where we're able to transfer our men from a lab base to something hands-on to where we inspire hope on a daily basis.
MOAL has helped us tremendously. With whole transparency, I can tell you that every time I send an email or a phone call, I get an immediate response, always with an answer. And if they don't have an answer, we're gonna check on that, and later, most of the times in the same day or on the following day, I'm getting a response.
MOAL has helped our digital literacy program here at Wesley because they provided us laptops that have Microsoft Office installed. So I was finally able to teach workshops related to Word, Excel, and PowerPoint.
MOAL is a fountain of information, a fabulous network. And so I just feel like they are an integral part of my program, and I consider them family.
Professional development, from connecting with resources, from connecting with other key stakeholders, you name it, is being like the glue from us with other companies, with other agencies, with other resources that has been crucial and has been tremendously helpful for us to better address the multiple challenges that we are facing.
You guys, thank you so much. And I want to especially thank Open Door Mission, Cypress Assistance Ministries, and CEDIS for their participation in this video. And this kind of contextualizes and gives this important part of feedback. One of the things that is so important to our office is because of the fact that we serve you, we need to know what our impact is. And more importantly, what you need from us. I want to thank the 19 individuals and 19 agencies that have answered the feedback survey so far. And I'm going to briefly go over some of the feedback that we've received from you all in regards to how this office can continue to support your work this year. One of the first things that came up collectively is connecting you all to resources and the all-important funding opportunities. In addition to building a collaborative for you guys to connect and discuss your work, and to continue site visits, going out to you guys, continuing that support on a face-to-face basis, and conducting strategy sessions. Now, I'm very happy to report that we have been developing more our communication with the newsletter, the social media posts, e-blasts on local, state, and national partners that enable us to send you information regarding resources and funding and helping you to connect with not only your colleagues in the city locally, but your other colleagues in other states and across the nation, especially when we look statistically at other cities and other states being far ahead of Texas in adult literacy. So the best thing that we can do is learn best practices. So we make these connections and we go out and bring that information to you to help you build your services. And we also want to continue with the online virtual meetups, these strategy sessions, as well as continue with symposia, online training, and more face-to-face this year, including, make a note, in September, we will have our second annual Provider Social event. That will be in September, and Fort Bend Literacy Council has already agreed at last year's social to be the host. So please prepare for September for Adult Education and Family Literacy Week and the celebration of the office's anniversary. Additional feedback that you guys provided includes helping to create career pathway support. more resources for learner transition to work and beyond. We're talking about good financial health, health and wellness, looking at housing accessibility and housing security, and also being able to access textbooks, computers, and hotspots to support your digital literacy services. Now, we will continue as we've done in the past, and I've worked with several of you guys to make connections with employers, working as a liaison to help you connect with them to provide their staff with training and services. And we will continue to do that with you. We will also continue doing exploratory meetings and looking at service proposals that will help connect employers to your services and to you as a pipeline for talent that is being groomed and being trained to meet industry demands. We have made our connections through XPRIZE Rapid Reskilling, Z-Space, bringing pre-skilling technology, software, and other partners across the nation who are helping to look at those skills that are needed to make our learners more competitive for the workforce. We will continue working with guests to come in and to be attending meetings such as this one and doing trainings like the Greater Houston Partnership, Upskill Houston, industry prep like the representatives from the aviation company who taught us about their software development, their training, online training for aviation prep. That included a math academy that was free to you guys. We'll continue working with Workforce Solutions, PwC, the HCC Workforce Apprenticeship Hub, and again, developing those symposia around these needs that you've expressed so that we can make sure that you're going to make those connections to support your services. In regards to textbooks and other types of textbook support, we in the past have partnered with the Molina Foundation, which brought over 35,000 books, and that was made available to you to give to your families, to your constituents, your learners, so that they can begin having home libraries. We have helped bring in the Houston Public Library to help promote getting library cards and utilizing library services. We will continue those partnerships and expand, working with individuals like John Robertson from the Houston Urban League, who is a scholastic book fair coordinator. And that is a person that we definitely want you to know because they do absolutely wonderful book fairs that they'll work with you. And the books are available to you and your clients at no additional cost. We will continue working on the textbook situation. We have acquired a number of textbooks based on your input from a survey last year that are instructional materials. At this time, they're not class sets, but they are teacher books. They are classroom copies of these books that you can use. Oh, I've got an echo. For your classrooms. And we are going to have that library available to you soon. Anna and her team are taking charge of developing that resource library in which you will be able to work with our office and check out books. You already know that we have worked with the library for the laptop kits, and we are continuing to do those. And Anna again and her team are working with that. And so we will continue evolving our current partnerships so that we can support you in your digital literacy and your textbook access needs. You guys have also expressed more training and tools integrating digital tech. I'm going to share a little tool later in this meeting that will help you in initiating that integration. And of course, getting more on the operational side. You guys have expressed more administrative training. We definitely are going to be working on those types of trainings with our partners, and especially for the Literacy Texas Gulf Coast Symposium, which will be in June. But we won't wait until June. We want to take this impact, this information that you've given us now, so that we can start formulating our next meetings and trainings. And of course, you guys have expressed us continuing to be your thought partner for strategic planning on your service delivery. and of course, being able to make connections on your behalf. We are your amplifier. We are your advocate. And in doing so, when you send us information, when you share with us the types of marketing that we can support you with, we make sure that that's not only shared on a local level, but we connect it out to state and national levels so that your information, your service provisions are being shared out as much as we are bringing in. And so we are helping you on two ways: to help you market externally and to bring in best practices internally. And you mentioned a speakers bureau for special events and classroom support. I definitely want to let you all know that we are all available at any time to come and support your events, to support meetings. If you're having any type of leadership meetings, board meetings, if you're having meetings in the community and you would like someone from this office to come and share the importance of adult literacy, to share the impact and how the blueprint can actually guide adult literacy efforts within communities, we are available. But we also have networks and providers that we know, again, on local, state, and national levels, that we can bring in, that we can have virtual contact with, and actually help partner so that you can have those experts that you need. So please continue to make those requests. And if you haven't done so before, here is your invitation to start doing so now. And again, that point about increased administrative training, which we are including in our planning sessions. We have done so in the past, but we really, especially with changes that are occurring, we understand that administrative and programmatic is even more important now than ever. And we want to make sure that we bring in the experienced people, the types of information and support that you need to be able to operate your services to the top notch that you would like. So this is the response to your feedback at this time, and kind of a review of not only what we have been doing through the office, but things that are evolving thanks to your feedback. Now, as we've gathered here today, and we have 36 people in this meeting, my gosh, thank you so much. And whether you're local or whether you're outside the loop, outside the state, this is your time. This office exists to support the field of adult literacy. We are an advocate, we are an amplifier, we are a coordinator and a hub. So at this time, we would like to open up to your feedback. What do you think about the information that we have just gone over now? Are there things that you can add? Are there thoughts that you're having now that maybe you didn't have before? The bottom line is, you guys, we want to know, what can MOAL do for you? And I'm going to open it up for anyone who would like to. You should be able to have your ability to open your mic and share out.
Hey, Jackie, this is Jenny.
Hey,
I'm
Jenny.
just curious, has there been another attempt or program like English at Work that we had a long time ago? Is there talk about doing something like that again with like the hotels and hospitality industry?
Excellent question. There are a few providers, Baker Ripley and the Adult Education Center in Pearland, who actually continued a version of English at Work. Professional Janitorial Services actually ended up hiring one of my former instructors, which I was very excited for him, to do an in-house English at Work model. But as far as just a collective support base for the employers, we haven't had that. Of course, you know, again, the funding to be able to put that project together. Again, it's been kind of siloed, but we would love to explore the possibility of this office sponsoring a version of English at Work on a wider scale. So Jenny, if that's something that we can, you know, book a meeting for, and let's do some talks, would love to revisit that. Thank you for asking that question.
This is Ashley Borjan at the Literacy Council of Fort Bend County. Howdy, everyone. Happy Texans Day. I'd love to be tagged in on that English at Work. We've got a lot of ideas, and it was a program that we had out here, but there are some ways to revitalize it now that incorporate more digital literacy and more across the board locations. So please don't hesitate to contact me. And just everyone, thank you all for so much of what you do at any given moment of the day. This is just an incredible group to be a part of.
Thank you so much. And, you know, I had the privilege of running that program with the former office, and it was an amazing office. If you guys, all of you who are here, there was a report that was done about that particular model, and I'll make sure that we send that out to you all for those of you who kind of like, what's English at Work? And, you know, the Barbara Bush policy of public service, I believe, at A&M, or excuse me, University of Texas. They did a report on that particular program. So we'll be glad to get that link out to you. And then we'll set up a few times for you to select. And we will follow up with a meeting for all of you who are interested in pursuing that conversation. And let's look at pooling our efforts together and trying to bring back a new and improved version that can make a difference. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ashley.
Jackie, this is John Robinson with the Houston Area Urban League. I want
John.
to take this opportunity, to thank you and Federico and all of the team for the great leadership. We need to make sure that stays in place so that we could have this kind of convening and the directives that we all need from you guys. And I want to make sure that I am looped in on those meetings that you're talking about as well, and to make sure that everybody on the call knows that the Urban League services and our support for whatever you're doing, along with all of our materials and supplies and our the whole operation is available to everybody. Just you can get me through Jackie. She knows how to contact me if you don't, and include us in whatever it is that you're trying to do, because we stand ready to continue to help with the adult literacy process that we're all involved in, as well as the young people all the way down. So Jackie, thank you guys for everything.
Thank you, John. And let me tell you, John doesn't just speak well, he means it. So if he says, you know, contact him, feel free, reach out. We'll make sure that you're connected. And yes, absolutely. Everyone who's on this call, we've got you now. And so we will make sure to stay in touch. We've got your updated information. And again, this is why, you know, we're not siloed. This is why we reach out. And this is the main reason why we're here. Miss Sabrina, I see your hand up. You can unmic yourself and go ahead and share out.
Good morning, we're still in the morning. Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. I did want to talk a little bit more about the advocacy and awareness piece that you all provide for adult learners. That is extremely important, and I just want to say I appreciate you all being able to help us curate our newest adult category for the essay contest, which we implemented last year, so that adult learners didn't have to compete with college age students and just considering them holistically. So I really appreciate that. And I'm interested in understanding, are there, or maybe you guys went over it because I did get in at the 15, so I apologize. But I'm interested in learning, is there anything within your space that can help guide partners for ensuring that we are holistically considering the adult learners that you all service whenever curating programs? Now, we are a little bit different. We're the financial literacy space. And my name is Sabrina. I'm with Houston Money Week. I'm the chair. But we want to make sure that we are always curating something that does, of course, strategically connect for Houston residents at every level. So do you guys have anything like that, or did I miss it and it's in the presentation, Jackie?
No, Sabrina, thank you. And that's an excellent question. One of the key pieces is, of course, being one of our affiliated partners. If you look, you guys, and if one of my team members could share the link to the website for the Mayor's Office for Adult Literacy. If you look on that page, listed is an entire directory of adult education organizations, affiliated service providers that have made a partnership with this office. Number one, if you are not on that list, we need you on that list. So please send us your information. Make sure that we have the correct information that includes the type of services that you offer. Number two, do not hesitate to include these individuals in your events, in your planning, in your meetings, and make sure that you have those partnerships. Invite them to join you in your efforts. As we know and we promote at the Mayor's Office for Adult Literacy, we have a whole rebranding of adult literacy. As the tagline goes, it's more than reading, and financial is so important to the success of all the learners that we serve. And of course, we want to maintain those connections. When we talk about including financial literacy in our classes, we don't have to redo the wheel, you guys. Here's Sabrina with Houston Money Week, who represents a whole membership that you could reach out and say, hey, we would like to do a focus on budgeting, or we'd like to know just how can we incorporate financial into our classrooms. And this is a way that you can have access to a whole bunch of people who are already coaches and trainers and teachers, and start building those partnerships. And I think that's very important. So Sabrina, again, it's making the partnerships, not being siloed, making sure that we're connected. And as I mentioned already, everyone who's in this meeting, get ready, because you're going to be totally connected with MOAL. And I hope I answered your question.
You did. And it actually led me, and I apologize, you guys, I didn't introduce myself at the beginning of speaking, but Houston Money Week is very interested. We do have an entire network of partners, and making sure that we better support our partners in designing programs that effectively advance adult learners is imperative. I can't tell you how revolutionary it was for the Mayor's Office of Adult Literacy to be serving on our executive board, our executive team, and say, hey, we have a whole entire sect of the adult population that is at this particular learning point, and they don't qualify for an essay contest to get $1,000. That is just, it's astonishing to me. And we're just talking about financial literacy. But on the flip side, so that I'm not long-winded and reminding you guys of Sunday services, on the flip side, I do want us to connect with anyone on the call who wants to host financial literacy events. We just had our annual All Partners Conference where we completely sold out 150 plus registrants who were there specifically to provide free financial resources to the community. So if that's something that you want to integrate into your programming, please, 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 please reach out to us. Mayor's Office of Adult Literacy has our contact info, and we are definitely going to be joining that list. Jackie, if someone could drop that link for me or just send it in a follow-up email, we'll definitely be joining that list so that we can be a resource to be able to help you. Again, we're not trying to create something completely new. We just want to add on an additional aspect to what you already have.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We have a few more minutes for any feedback, or I have a quick question that we were wondering about just because of changes in the world. Policy changes and impact. Yes, I hear someone. Anyone?
It was probably me, Jackie. I
okay.
Unmuted.
Oh, okay. Policy changes, you guys, and impact. We want to know what impact policy changes are having on you. In particular, has it affected your enrollment? Has it affected attendance in your classes? In particular, with ESL, with citizenship, we would like to know how you're being impacted, and of course, how you think we could help. And I'll open up for feedback on that question, please.
Hey, Jackie. At Wesley, we've had some clients come in and express some concerns and things. Our citizenship program, the ones who were enrolled, we're trying to re-engage them, but a lot of them haven't been, communicating and interacting with us. We've had a few people, not show up for like the ESL and things like that. So it's taking a toll on the clients and just the dynamic here at Wesley. So we are definitely looking at ways to kind of like creative ways to re-engage our clients and to keep our clients engaged. Me and Damon are working and putting together, like trying to do some virtual GED and ESL classes. We're extending hybrid model to our ESL classes and things like that to kind of give our clients some more options to just being here in the building for all the classes and workshops that we offer.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That's really important feedback. Anyone else?
I would like to ask that providers that are seeing some change in attendance or a drop in registrations, let us know. You can contact me directly at my email or Jackie. There is a concern around the nation, but there are also practices that are being implemented around the country to still offer services while at the same time being very aware of the students' fears regarding perhaps being picked up by ICE. So if you see a concern among your students and you want to know more about what's going on around the nation, our national networks are working on that right now. And I think that we could try to help, if nothing else, identify best practices. And for those of you who were a little bit late, I'm sorry for the weird sounding voice, but I am at home with the flu. So I came just to join the meeting as a guest.
And those of us at the office, thank you for staying home.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
May I
Donna?
ask a question, Jackie?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm curious, when you talked about attendance impact because of policy changes, are very many of your programs online, or are they in person?
That's an excellent question.
Because this semester I have more ESL students than I've had in over a year, maybe 2 years. And I have a waiting list. And it is because it is strictly an online program.
And Donna is with Cypress Assistance Ministries, you guys, and she is a true innovator. She has just shared with you a model. Stephanie just mentioned that they are exploring it. Stephanie, if you guys want to tap into someone who's doing it successfully, here's Donna. And again, this is part of the reason why we have these convening to share out. And is anyone else doing an online model for ESL? Anyone else are doing hybrid models that are in the room right now? And if so, would you share?
Yeah, this is Sonia from MAM. We've seen a similar response from our community, and not just in our ESL program. So we also offer mental health services and other services. And we've had a lot of our community that are accessing our mental health services choose to go to virtual services, at least for the time being. So we've found that also to be a good tool during this time.
Thank you, Sonia. And Sonia is with Memorial Assistance Ministries, the executive director. And also part of our board, as was Jenny Guzman. And so you guys, these are some important, again, people in the room that if you're not connected, you might want to connect with. Anything else at this time? Thank you so much.
I'm Susan Howard, and I'm
Yes, ma'am.
I'm a citizenship coordinator for Harris County Public Libraries. While Houston Public does a wonderful job of serving the city of Houston, we serve the entire county. And we have free citizenship classes at many of our branches. And we have also added some ESL classes. I myself teach an online citizenship class. And we have another one, a second one that we're starting. And we're also, but what we've seen is the need for more English classes, because that's one of the challenges when the test is in English and the student isn't confident in their English speaking skills. So we will also be adding some English classes. And I put my email in the chat earlier. So if you have any questions about where our classes are, I can, or you can check out our website, which is hcpl.net, and look on the classes there. But we've seen more people interested in citizenship with everything that's going on. And so we're doing what we can.
Thank you so much. And thank you,
You're
Susan.
welcome.
And some of you guys that are doing this well, as Federico indicated, we probably will have a how to pivot with policy changes type of training and schedule it up to help you guys and look at some of you who are already in the room on how to do that. Miss Audria, I see your hand up. Go right ahead.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Audria Ford, and I am on the executive board with amazing Jackie and Sabrina and others that are on this Zoom meeting. And I just wanted to share with you all, as far as Wellness in Houston College of Business, what we do, we actually provide services and resources for individuals and families in the communities. Everything we do is free of service. And if you know of anyone that need us to be in the classroom, which it can be done online for those that are, can't make it to certain locations. And we also work with students at different school districts, from HISD, Spring, Cy-Fair, Tomball, A-Leaf. We pretty much work all over. We have a staff, a coordinator that actually go into the schools and actually put curriculums together, work with the teachers, and they go in and speak on anything and teach on anything that pertains to business-related activities, whether it is financial literacy, money management, entrepreneurship, small business development. We have someone in the College of Business that we can bring in also to kind of help those that are trying to do startups. We do credit. I actually am certified to teach courses on that to help even those in the communities, adults. So we are here to do whatever we can as well. And I would just like for us to partner also a little bit more so in those areas, to where we can kind of just grow bigger, stronger, and better.
So make sure, if you are a service provider and you want to make sure you're on our directory, because that is the main go-to point on our website, please make sure that you get in touch with us, share your contact information, so that when individuals are going to, not only with our providers, but with the general public, and they are looking at our website, we want to make sure that you are there. And we also want to make sure that we include you in any of our extending meetings and trainings that are forthcoming. I see Robin coming up, and I want to remind you guys, we do have a small time at the end to give more announcements and share. So I would like to ask you guys, if you have a comment that's related to the office and how we can work together, we'll continue the conversation. But if you are going to do a shout out for your services, if we can actually move that to the end portion, and that way we can complete some of the information that we still need to share with you, that would help us move along. So Miss Robin.
Yeah, hey all. I'll make this really short, just because I'm new to your group. I'm from Florida. Our business is from Florida, and we do. We are working with technology to help organizations, specifically in the adult ed arena, to get literacy levels very quickly for their students and be able to increase people's ability to be able to have a start point and get their literacy programs going. We have noticed in Florida, a lot of other places, that's not easily done. But truthfully, my real thing in doing this is that I'm learning from you guys. Believe it or not, you all have a phenomenal setup that is unique in the country, whether you know it or not. It is unique in the country, and there are various organizations looking at how you guys do things. So one of the things that's going on in Florida, I will share with you, and I think it's valuable across the board, is it programmatically to have all of us start looking at collecting more data than maybe our grants at this point or funding sources say. We want to collect data on the specifics well beyond how many people come in the door, but you want to start adding in, when you can, how they are doing. What kinds of additional activities and things are they participating in the world that makes them a greater citizen, a better participant in the community? Test scores, any kind of testing that you're doing, or whether it's formal or not, you want to start collecting those things, because literacy programs don't always do that. But in these days of, we want to know everything you do, and we want to compare it to something, you want a card data to give to people. And I know in Florida, they are starting that process at all sorts of different levels. So I'm just sharing with you guys, that's something to consider in your meetings when you're talking about how to move things forward in a new environment, is to start thinking in those terms. And that's being shared all over the country. So good for you guys getting together and figuring that out. I'm just throwing it out there, something to pay attention to.
Thank you so much, Robin. And this is the reason why, you guys, we don't just partner locally. Here it is, Representative, our partner from Florida, a colleague of mine and Federico's. And thank you, Robin, for saying that, because, now you're not hearing it just locally from us or even from the state, but some of our colleagues over there on another coast. Hawk, I see your hand up. You've got the board.
Yeah, sorry, my camera's not on. I'm hotspotting. We just moved. We don't have internet. My name's Hawk. I'm the Tutor Network Director for the Adult Learning Alliance of Arkansas. I was going to comment about online learning. When I formerly tutored, I did online, and a lot of our tutors do online due to not just concerns about current policy, but because of Arkansas is very rural in areas, and there's transportation issues. But I have some materials about using Zoom for engaging online students at our website. I write weekly blogs. So if you want to go to Adult Learning Alliance of Arkansas, I'll drop the link in the chat if anybody's needing resources on how to get students engaged or address digital literacy with online learning.
Hawk, thank you so much. And again, when we are involved with people around in our field, look what we can learn from each other. I love this, and I hate to kind of gotta put, but we are at 11:45, and I do want to respect time. So additional comments, if you want to, if it's more extensive, please email us. We need to hear from you. And if you've got ideas, if you've got things that we can continue to do together that will help us form future trainings. Oops, someone's on. Thank you. That would help us do additional training. I'm echoing because someone needs to mute, please. Thank you. Let us know. Uh-oh. Everybody check your mics. Make sure that you're on mute. Yay, good job. Digital literacy and work. I'm telling you, it's a simple things. But we will continue that conversation. Please share with us your extensive ideas, your comments. Don't stop the conversation. We want to continue with how we plan to support you and how we are here. And I want to turn it over to our colleague, Ana Frade, and her team to discuss, speaking of digital, what this office is doing and how it can support your efforts. So Ana, it's all yours.
Thank you, Jackie, and good morning or afternoon, everyone. Happy Go Texan Day. So, yes, as Jackie said, this is I am the coordinator for this amazing team, the MOAL ARPA team, and I like to introduce this team to some of you and introduce to our new partners. And thank you very much, by the way, by your very important feedback. We needed that, and we are very grateful to get it. Thank you. So this team you see here, we have Pam, she's the technology supervisor, Brittany and Sven, they are the digital navigators. So our goal is simple yet impactful. We want to help bridge the digital divide in Houston and ensure that everyone has the skills and access they need to thrive in today's digital economy. And we are doing this in several key ways, and you see the main points over there. So by establishing computer labs in the community, by supporting digital library, digital literacy at the library, and by providing dedicated digital navigators and tech support also to anyone. And as Jackie said, we are here to help you, and we really want to know how we can help you. And we also have an incredible community kits that we give away to any adult learner who needs technology for their classes. So as I said, we are here to help, and we are not just providing resources. So let's take a look at the key services we offer. And as I said, this is tech support. So if you need any help, or you are struggling with any software, or you need advice, so please call us, because our digital navigators are equipped for that. So we also have we also want to really actively work with you in building strong relationships with the community. And because we are interacting with you on a regular basis, we bring pieces of information from one place to another, and we are so open. We opened to you the resources we have. And finally, so we also connect you with the library resources. And the Houston Public Library, as I'm sure the Harris Public as well, we have free resources available for everyone, and we really want you to know them. So remember, we are here to help. Please don't hesitate to reach out to us with any questions. Thank you, and happy Texan Day again.
Thank you so much, Anna. And yes, these guys are here for you. Please do not hesitate to reach out. And as you can see, our partnership with the Houston Public Library is very important and very vital to connecting you. As they say, they're linking you to the world. And we want to make sure that you can link through the Houston Public Library. Reach out to us and we'll help you do that. And speaking of linking to the world, I want to introduce, many of you know, but some of you don't know, Ms. Bonke, our social media specialist, and she is here to share some impact points about how we're helping to market and how we help market you. So Ms. Bonke, it's all yours.
Hello, everyone. So the numbers are there. The thing I just want to briefly touch on is anything that you guys want to be circulated, because our network, as many people have said earlier, is really extensive in the local and national arena. So everything that we're doing is meant to amplify your voices. And the people like Wesley, like Sedes, who invite us in to capture videos, it really helps because people need to see a face to what it is that we're doing. So we wouldn't have a very effective social media network if it wasn't for our collaboration with you. So please, and I'll put it in the chat, please feel free to reach out to me. We also have it available for me to come and capture footage. Some of your organizations are really big and you already have a social media coordinator on site. But for the smaller organizations, if you want somebody to come in and capture footage of your students, it's just very important that and sharing the data, you're also sharing the stories behind the numbers. So thank you for those of you who avail yourself to that support. And for those of you who do not, I just want to encourage you again, if there's anything you want shared out, if you want us to capture your stories, you guys know we did Houston Literacy Heroes in conjunction with HTV. It's all meant to raise awareness to, again, more than just numbers, but the actual people on the front lines. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bonke. And again, we're here to serve you. All you have to do is reach out, and we are here. Speaking of reaching out, and I've got to change my Houston Money Week number, as Sabrina corrected me. But as of lately, we've been involved in a few events. The Digital Symposium, which occurred, and here it is, my technology acting up, in February 7th. Thank you to all of you who attended. We had 162 registrants, 10 different amazing trainings, panels, and that was all because of partnerships. I mean, it wasn't just in the adult ed community. We had the for-profits, we had the nonprofits all getting together to making this amazing training experience hosted by our wonderful partner, HCC Southeast Campus. We participated with Houston Money Week and their first ever adult literacy conference. That was 160. When I did this, we weren't quite on the numbers, but 160, sorry, Sabrina, attendees and registrants. And there again, partnering. This was not just a MOAL event. This was a Houston Money Week event, but because we are partnered with another organization, another agency, you were accessing people, helpers, training, individuals, resources that were all offered to you in kind so that you can build your services through financial empowerment with your learners. I want you to save another date. I mentioned earlier about the provider social that's in September. In June, we have had the pleasure of being able to work with Literacy Texas to bring to you the Gulf Coast Symposium. It will be 2 days on the 20th, which is a Friday. That will be for teachers, instructors, everybody on the instructional end of the house. On the 21st, we will be focusing on administrative, programmatic, operational. And that day, of course, anyone can attend both days, but it will be specifically to support the operational end of adult education, especially in 2025 and moving forward. I want to remind all of you that mentioned wanting more training, wanting more support on getting resources, getting speakers, that T-Call, the PD portal. Those guys are a great partner of ours. We work with them to bring in experienced, professional, trained persons who have specialties in different topic areas. Now, we can do that on request. And you may say, well, we only have 2 or 3 people. Yet, collaboratively, your organization may only have 2 or 3, but if we put all of us together, we might have 20, 30, 40 people. And in that case, it's no problem to do a training. So let us continue to serve you in that way. Many of your organizations have already done so. Contact me, let me know, take a look at that catalog that T-Call has on their portal. If there's something that you are interested in, let us continue to work with you to make that training happen. And of course, I've mentioned some tools. One of the first tools that I want to share with you guys is an integrating AI into instruction. This is a QR code. It will take you to a Google form. That Google form has links, has some suggestions on how to incorporate AI digital into your instruction. Now, it is a push into the swimming pool. So if you want more extensive training, if you would like to know more and really spend some hands-on time with it, please let me know. I'll be glad to come out to your site. We will be glad to coordinate a training and actually use these resources in a hands-on way so that you can actually be prepared to utilize them. But of course, you're free to explore with them as they're made available now. And these are, again, tools, apps, programs, and tips, and some community partners that you can use to help you with integrating AI into your instruction. And remember, Hawk just mentioned from Arkansas that she has some available resources as well. So don't forget to get in touch with her. The second thing I want to mention, as was brought up by Sabrina Lewis from Houston Money Week, is yes, there is an essay contest. And yes, there is a distinct category for adult learners. First of all, ages 17 to 64, if they are in your adult education class, they can participate. If you scan this QR code, it will take you to the essay contest site. You will see the prompt. You will be able to take a look at some past information. And we have a new category of 65 and over, which I call the vintage adults, who are in adult literacy programs, adult education programs. These learners can participate. And this is an opportunity, you teachers, to have a ready-made lesson that incorporates not only the core of communication, but brings in the concepts of financial literacy. Please note that first prize is $1,000, and they can do whatever they want to: pay bills, start a savings account, get a car, whatever they need. We had one student one time, they used that $1,000 to buy a motorized wheelchair for their child. You never know what the need is. There are additional prizes available that are technology, but you cannot know about it unless you enter. So please make sure that you scan that code and get more information. Now, if you want to treat teacher training, that will be happening on March 19th at 1:30 p.m. And I have that link right there. If you screenshot this particular slide, you can have it right now. You can go there, or we will be sending all this information out to you guys as a reminder of what is to come. And this is connecting everything you do with the digital literacy component. And now, let me back up. We've made it. Provider announcements and questions. Some of you guys have already started some announcements. We have only a couple minutes. I do apologize, but you guys had a lot to say. Yay, because guess what? This was really about you. So if you have anything additional to share, please do so now.
It's Hawk from Adult Learning Alliance for Arkansas again. I just wanted to share, I work for Arkansas, but I actually live in East Texas. I live in the Lufkin area, so anybody ever needs in-person collaboration or anything here in Texas, even on my own, away from my job, adult literacy is my life, and I'm going back to school for it, so I'm available. And I put my email in the chat if anybody needs anything.
Thank you, Hawk. Thank you so much. And she's awesome. She's delightful. Came to our symposium. It was amazing. Anything else? Well, you guys, thank you for joining us. Thank you for sharing your input, sharing what you need from us, sharing what you can do with each other and for each other. Thank you to our special guests who joined us from around the nation. We appreciate you, and we appreciate your partnership, and we will continue to exchange our best practices and what we learn and working together to advance the field of adult literacy. Federico, do you have any last things to share?
I just put my email and request for data. If you have not completed the survey, it is very, very important for us to continue gathering data. How many students, how many certificates, how many completions, any data that you want us to have to make a case as we advocate for adult literacy. Please share it with us. It is critically important to move forward with our program. Thank you very much for participating, and I'm sorry that I'm sick so that I was very quiet, but thank you for coming.
Thank you, everyone. And we're 1 minute over, so you can have the rest of your day now.